So, welcome everyone. We'll give it a few minutes for some people to join us, trickle in here. But in the meantime, as always, please share in the chat section where you're joining us from. We have people joining from LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, so it would be great to hear what part of the world you are in, where you'll be meditating with us from. For those that may have been expecting Sarah May, my name is Gillian, and we are swapping our live guided meditations this week. So normally Sarah May leads these meditations at 8 a.m. Pacific on Mondays, and I lead one on Thursdays at 9 a.m. Pacific. But we're switching this week. So hello to anybody who I haven't connected with in one way or another, whether through a live meditation or the Mindfulness Exercises community or the teacher training program. So it's nice to see you. And again, Sarah May will be here on Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific. I am based in Sweden, so it is 5 p.m. my time. So typically we have people meditating at all different times of their day. Shaman Ayoka Albay is in Dallas, Texas on LinkedIn. Hello. We have another LinkedIn user from Michigan. Anne is joining from California. Peyton is joining from Wisconsin. Linda from Cartersville. Desiree is joining from Burundi. Hello and welcome. Faye is from Jacksonville. Welcome. Sherry, Illinois. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. For those that are just trickling in now, do let me know where you're joining from. Say hello. I would love to connect with you through the chat as much as possible. Unfortunately, I can't see your faces, but I can sense your presence through the chat section. We have Christina May, says hello from Ohio. Giorgio, hello from Mexico. LinkedIn user, sorry, I can't see your name, but joining from Pennsylvania. Paula is in Philadelphia. Nancy's from Boston. Jennifer's in Scotland. Maricela says hello from Mexico. April is on LinkedIn, joining us from DC. Juan says hi from Spain. Ali, South Florida. Kimberly, England. Sushismita says hi from India. Libby, hi from Houston. Lori from New York. And Christy from Birmingham. And Harvey says hi from London. Birmingham, Alabama. Pilar Biston, Ravindra in Mumbai, India. Saida says hi from London. We have another LinkedIn user on Indiana. Luca from Bucharest, Romania. So welcome everyone. As usual, it seems most people are joining on LinkedIn. We got one so far saying hello through YouTube, although I'm sure there's more people watching and maybe not commenting in the chat. But thank you for joining. As always, this will be a live guided practice. So we'll sit together maybe for 20 minutes or so. And afterwards, we can open it up to reflections or any questions you have about this specific practice or about mindfulness meditation, more generally speaking. And most of you probably saw the title of this practice. I've called it Breathing with Love. So we'll be grounding first, just kind of releasing our attachments to the day that has been, the day to come, sinking into this moment, into our bodies, into this place that we are holding on the earth. And then we'll focus on the breath and how we can breathe with a sense of love and compassion, both for ourselves and for others. So that's the intention. And yeah, it would be lovely if you have the time to stay for the practice and then for a bit of a discussion after. Usually we're here for about an hour, but of course you can come and go as you need to. And with all practices that I would lead, I just invite you to know that everything is an invitation. So if something doesn't feel right for your body or right for you today, um, you're always welcome to make this practice what would be most supportive for you. Um, so yeah, I'll leave it at that, and we can get started. We can settle in. Um, Hello to all the new joiners. So I invite you for this practice to practice seated if you can, but you can also lie down if that feels more comfortable for you today. So just taking a moment to find a comfortable posture that is both relaxed and alert. So it should be a posture that facilitates your ability to remain present and connected and aware, but that is also soft and comfortable. So letting your arms rest, your hands to fall wherever they land naturally and comfortably. You can close your eyes when you feel ready, or if it feels more supportive, you can keep your gaze just soft towards the floor. Maybe let's just start with one clearing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just noticing if that helps you to sort of drop into this practice. Making any physical adjustments you need to make. And when you feel relatively settled, just taking a moment to scan the parts of your body that are being held by the earth or the seat beneath you. Maybe feeling your feet against the floor, your legs, your backside against the chair. And just allowing your felt sense of the surface beneath you to help you anchor into this moment, into this space that holds you. Just feeling that physical support that is beneath you. And maybe checking in with your body as you rest here. Just gently scanning your body from the crown of your head slowly towards your toes. And seeing if there's any parts of your physical body that wish to be gently and safely relaxed or softened. So maybe softening the muscles around the eyes, relaxing your jaw, dropping your shoulders, relaxing your hands or your belly, scanning all the way down towards your toes, softening where your body calls for softening. And sensing into the fullness of your body right here and now. Though we are always in the body, our thinking mind can drift far away from it. So just taking a few moments to sense into being in your body. You are here in your body, here on this earth. And then shifting your attention from the body towards the breath. Noticing what it feels like to be breathing. For a few moments, just letting your attention rest on some part of the body that the breath moves through, a part of the body that feels grounding or accessible for you to witness the breath. So maybe that's the nostrils or your chest or the rise and fall of your belly. Just watching the breath move in and out, in and out. And as you breathe, consider that the breath is life itself flowing through you, dancing through your body and connecting you with everything else that is a part of this world. All other humans and animals and plants breathe the same air. We share this breath. As we breathe in, we are inhaling the air that is being made suited for us by plant life. And as we breathe out, we give back. And so each breath is this reciprocal dance of life, this nourishment going both ways. And so as you breathe in, I invite you to sense that nourishment coming into your body as love, as care. And as you breathe out, giving back that same care, that same love. Feeling the energy of compassion entering your body as you breathe in. And sending compassion to all beings as you breathe out. Breathing in and out with love. Breathing with love. Breathing in and out with love. If the mind wanders, know that this is entirely natural and common to all of humanity. And then seeing if you can just come back to the loving breath. And then to deepen your connection to the loving heart, I invite you to just place a palm on the heart space. And as you breathe, just notice the hand rising and falling with each breath. Through your hand, connecting with this part of the body that energetically represents or holds our capacity for compassion for both self and for others. And so, for just a few more moments, as you breathe into and out of the heart and the hand, sensing compassion and self compassion flowing in with your inhalations, sending compassion, care, and love back out as you exhale. And maybe bringing your other palm up towards your heart. Either both resting face down on your heart or hands coming to prayer position, whatever feels most natural to you. And bowing your head towards your heart ever so slightly. Taking a moment to thank the energy of love and compassion, to thank the breath, and to thank yourself for showing up for this practice. Taking a moment to feel in once again to your connection with the physical space that holds you. Maybe taking one or two clearing breaths. And slowly coming back, opening your eyes whenever you're ready. You might take a moment to stretch a bit, whatever feels comfortable for your body. And thank you so much for joining for that practice. Um, I would love to hear how that landed with you, how it felt for you today, um, how it felt to connect with the breath in that way, to almost infuse the breath with this awareness of the energy of care and compassion and love. Um, what it felt like to breathe that in and what it felt like to breathe it out. Um, we all experience all sorts of practices differently. And so I would love to know what your experience of that was, or if you have any questions, if something, a question came up during the practice, I would love to hear that. So we had a few new people joining us. Hello to everyone. Raluca, I think I saw you before we started. Hello, Brandon, Libna, Giorgio, Caleb, Bhavna, Earth Mother. Hello from YouTube. Green Culture Labs, Claudia, Penny, Elizabeth, Mustafa. Penny said, connecting me to God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. Feeling the love of Jesus Christ. Amen. Siba said, bless you. Thank you for joining. Sabrina said, thanks. Needed that today. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm glad that was supportive for you. It was a pretty simple practice in a way. Mindfulness of breathing is a very common mindfulness practice. Um, this one was a little bit different, of course, because we did infuse it with the energy of compassion. Um, but I think that's a beautiful way to breathe, to remember and to recognize that as we are inhaling, we are receiving a gift, and that gift can be felt as love or care or nourishment or support. That as we breathe out, we are offering that back to the world. Um, it's also helpful to know that, and to remember we are all sharing the same air, the same breath. And that can also be a soothing reminder for us, and one that sort of helps us to open our heart to compassion and connection with our shared humanity. Um, Dr. Paula says, one of the most useful meditation sessions recently attended. Thank you, Gillian. That's wonderful to hear. I'm so glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, and I'm so glad you were able to join us for this one. Giorgio said, thank you very much. I felt light and relaxed. Wonderful. Yeah. I think just coming back to the breath, just focusing on the breath and the body, and taking that moment just to ground, can give our mind a little bit of a break. And of course, the mind may wander through practice, but every moment that we come back is an opportunity to just be here. And that can lead us to feeling much lighter and more relaxed than we were at the beginning. Yeah, so thank you for sharing that. Oh, and happier. Wonderful. Yeah. I think mindfulness in and of itself carries this quality of care, in that mindfulness is about non-judgmental moment-to-moment awareness. So in that non-judgment aspect itself, there is this subtle energy of care. And then with this practice, we sort of amplified the practice with awareness of compassion, sensing into compassion, or cultivation of compassion. And I think as we do that, we often feel a growing sense of contentment and ease and happiness. Not always, but quite often. You know, doing mindfulness practices or compassion practices can be difficult at some times. So it's not to say that it always leads us to happiness and ease and contentment, but quite often it does. And the more we practice, the more we can open to those positive energies. Bhavna said, beautiful message and practice. Thank you. And then also said, the breath is the most essential part of life, and therefore our connection with source energy. Yeah, it really is. And yet so often we don't pay attention to the breath. Like, the breath just moves through us. In a sense, it makes sense that we don't pay attention to it so often, because we don't have to. The breath breathes itself. The breath moves itself in and out of the body. We don't have to control it or force it to happen or make sure that it happens. It's an unconscious, innate part of this lived experience. And so our minds are free to take care of the other tasks of life that need to be taken care of. And yet at the same time, when we take pause to come back and to check in with the breath and the blessing of the breath and the ease of the breath and the gift of the breath, it can remind us that it is life flowing through us. And it does connect us with all that is. And so I think this is just a really helpful practice and reminder that um, can bring us back to the basics and bring us back to presence and a broader sense of awareness of our connectedness with everything that is. And we can do this practice in a longer, well, this was a 20-minute meditation. We can also just take moments in our day to just breathe with full presence, breathe with compassion, breathe with love, for just a few breaths at a time. This is a great practice that we can do in the midst of our day, especially if we find ourselves, our minds racing, if we're stressed or we're busy, just granting ourselves permission just to take a minute or two or 5 or 10, whatever it is, however much time we can offer to ourselves, just to breathe and to sense into the breath and to let the breath nourish us. It's not that we need to actually let it nourish us. It does on its own, but to increase our awareness that it is nourishing us, and then seeing how it feels, exploring how it feels to recognize that. So thank you for that comment, Bhavna. Giorgio said, sending love, compassion, and good vibes to all and the universe. Yeah. I think this type of practice can strengthen our intention to send love and care to others. When we're doing this practice, it starts with the intention, the thought, the feeling, as if we are sending love out through the breath. And that in and of itself, if you believe in the power of energy, can have a positive impact or ripple effect on the world. But also in a more tangible sense, when we take this time to do this type of practice, how does it impact how we move through the rest of our day? How does it impact the way that we interact with others? Are we more likely to show up with care and compassion when we meet loved ones or strangers or colleagues, whomever it is? So just something to get curious about when you do these types of practices. Notice if there is this ripple effect into the way that you engage with life, and coming back to this intention to send out care as often as you can be helpful as well. So thank you, Giorgio, for sharing that. Rasu said, hello from Ontario, Canada. Good to know that you were leading this session. I felt relaxed with this practice by adding loving and kindness to breathing. Thank you. Yeah, wonderful, Rasu. And hello, I'm not sure if you were here in the beginning, but you may be familiar with Sarah May, who typically leads the Monday session. But we've swapped this week, as I'll be traveling a bit at the end of the week. So she will be here on Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific. But yeah, I'm really glad. Penny also said relaxing. So I'm glad that there was a sense of relaxation as you incorporated love and kindness into breathing. And for those that liked this practice, this will be posted. It will remain on the platforms that it's streaming on afterwards, so you can always come back to it. Dijon said, interesting. Yeah, maybe you were referring to what I was saying just a few moments ago. And so thank you for this from Germany. You're most welcome. Thank you for joining. It's lovely to practice like this with a group, even virtually, even if we're not together, to know that we're sharing this energetic space and practice with one another is really nice. Bhavna said, the energy and intention we give out comes back to us as we are one with energy. Absolutely. Everything is made of energy. Our thoughts, our words, um, our actions, the things we consume, everything is energy. And so what we put out in energy is going to have an impact on other energetic forms. So it's worth considering, like, what type of energy do we want to take in, and what type of energy do we want to give back out, and can we trust that matters, and that has an impact on the world, on ourselves, on our loved ones, and strangers. Um, so yeah, that's just a point of reflection. Like, what energy do I want to bring into my body, my experience, my life, and what would I like to send out? If energy does have this ripple effect, what do I want that ripple to be? Um, Shay said, I am so glad you all keep doing this so consistently. Thank you. Wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, I think we've been doing this for a few months now. Well, first it was just Thursdays. Sean started with Thursdays, and I took over for that, and Sarah May started with Mondays. Um, but it's a really nice space, opportunity to meditate together, to sit together, to practice together. um, and I always recognize familiar names in the comments, and there's always new people joining in, and I'm sure there's people joining in quietly in the background as well. um, so it's just yeah, a beautiful opportunity for us to come together and connect with one another and feel this sense of support and community. Um, I will share. I've mentioned this a couple times, but if anyone isn't aware, we do have an online community space. So it's like a forum platform where we can talk about mindfulness and meditation and compassion and related topics. So I've just shared that first Facebook and YouTube. Let me share that in the stream on LinkedIn as well. But if you'd like to connect with me or with others who are interested in mindfulness and meditation as well, this is a great space to do that. It's entirely free. Not sure if it went to Facebook, so there's some trouble connecting, but in any case, it's just mindfulnessexercises.com/community. So yeah, it would be great to connect with you there if you're interested. Faye said, thank you, Gillian. Always beneficial in many ways. Wonderful. Yeah, there's so many benefits to mindfulness practice. Mindfulness in and of itself is also energy. And so when we take the time to be mindful, that is going to have an impact on mind and body and the way that we move forward. Bhavna said, of course, energy is more powerful in its intensity by concentration of numbers. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's another reason why it's so lovely to practice with a big group of people, even if virtually, just knowing that we are all doing the same thing. We are all cultivating the same energy. We are all sending out the same energy. So really, thank you everyone for showing up. Each of our presence matters, and has an impact. So I very much appreciate everyone who shows up, whether you share in the comments or not. Just your intention to be here, your intention to practice is is wonderful and a gift. So, yeah. And thank you, Giorgio. So, we can leave it at that. So again, Thursday, May. On Thursday, Sarah May will be here, same place, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, um, at 9 a.m. Pacific. And then the following week, I'll revert back to the Thursday sessions. So great for you to join her, myself, whenever you can. And always lovely to hear from you in the comments or in the community as well. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or afternoon or evening, whatever time it is for you. And take care, and we'll connect soon.